you.
Did you record last week?
No, I didn't. Thanks for calling me out, Nicole. Yeah,
Where can we find this after it's recorded?
don't worry about it. I'll get it to you.
Thank you.
Good. All right, we're good. My bad.
So the first thing I see wrong with most realtor bios is as people follow you, there's no way to contact you guys. Sure, you could DM you, but there's no phone number. So it's really important to set up your bio from a couple different perspectives. The first perspective is someone found you organically. Why would they continue to follow you? So you have to, on your bio, tell them what they're going to get from you. Maybe it's home tours, maybe it's money tips, maybe it's the best condos in Oakland or Alameda, right? So give them a reason to follow you. So mine just says, by the way, the first line after your name is SEO searchable. So that's why it says real estate and mortgage advisor. If anyone puts that into Instagram, the idea is that we will rank higher and show up. So if you have keywords that you want to be searchable for, make sure you put it right after your name.
Oh, sorry, Matt. To get rid of that. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. Thanks for your patience. My specialty.
I don't want to say.
All right. Keep going. I'm gonna get Brian real quick.
Okay, so
Yeah. I'm starting to sweat.
Just because you're joined into the Zoom call as the meeting room and as yourself,
Yeah.
letting the meeting room know it's being recorded.
Uh-huh.
Your keyboard can't control that. It needs to be whatever keyboard is attached to the meeting.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
see it now.
Can you not get rid of this?
yeah, recording in progress.
How'd you do that, bro?
I used the up and down. And I pressed OK.
Yeah. All right.
See that one.
My bad, my bad. No more interruptions.
People find you as searchable, right, in the Instagram search bar, what they're gonna get from you. So, right, I'm teaching finance and money hacks, help you finance real estate like a professional based in Northern California. I see myself as a mortgage broker for top producing realtors. And the big thing is a link to a landing page. That could be your Google page. That to me is one of the best pages. It shows instant credibility. From Google business page, you can call, you can email, you can see websites. So make sure if you are using Google Business, you flood it with photos. Like I have family photos. I want them to know who I am, what I look like. You can actually, someone just reached out to me and said you can actually fill Google with videos. So if you have a promo video, a listing video, you can actually up that to Google Business too. You want to give them as much information before that, so they feel comfortable calling you.
Bet.
So I don't have a slide on it, but if you click my link tree, you can actually schedule an appointment with me, and I do realtor Instagram audits. Will actually help you build this up. It's a 15-minute appointment. So again, if you use Calendly, you can put your Calendly link there too. So you just want to give the least path of resistance to get an appointment with you.
Try it again.
So this was just last night. The reason I do short form content is it's the reach. So I'm sure you guys know by now, reels go to people beyond your followers, right? So in the last 7 days, my content's reached 19,000 people. In the last 30 days, it's reached 50,000 people. In the last 90 days, it's reached 88,000 people, or 88,000 different accounts. There's really, in my mind, no form of free marketing like this that exists, right? So you don't have to pay to play with Instagram.
So this is without boosting it?
This is without boosting it. This is just organic
Crazy.
reach. And I pulled these last night. Content strategy. The biggest thing I can tell you guys, it's you have to look at it from their perspective. So everything is about them, what they're going to benefit, what they're going to gain. I know a lot of times we like to explain from our standpoint, but it doesn't really, it's not relevant. It's all about them. Even when you go through reels yourself, consciously go through, and if you watch it again, ask yourself why. Right? Did I like the video? Did I like the sound? Did I like the message? If you blow through it, also take notes like why that video sucked, right? Because that's what you want to stay away from. Quick starts, no introductions. It kills me when a realtor says like, "Hi, my name is X and I work for this company." Like next, like you're to me, that means you're trying to sell me something. I don't want to be sold. I want to know the benefits. If I'm a home shopper, I want to know the benefits. I want to know the aesthetics of the home or the area that I'm looking to buy in. 80-22, we see big mistakes with this is whatever your content strategy is, it's got to be 80% of it. So sometimes I see like a home tour, then I see a motivational quote, then I see kids. It's just too much if someone who doesn't know you follows you. They're following you for a specific reason. So make sure that's 80% of the reason. So for me, like I rarely will post family stuff. If I do, I'll post it to a story. Then it lasts for 24 hours, and then you can save that story to a highlight. So if people really want to get to know you and your family, you can just go to the highlights, and it'll stay there. So here are some quick topic ideas. You can actually get these from like any great website that's got a frequently asked questions section. The content's already done for you, right? So I know Zillow has them, Redfin has them. You can literally pull up their FAQs and you can turn that into short form content, right?
Damn, so smart.
The scripts are already written. I know a guy who uses, in our space, he goes to Quicken Loans and they have a blog and he literally turns their blog into a video every day. So there's tons of resources. Problems and solutions, infotainment, teach people. Real properties with real numbers. So the agent I helped with his content, he started with educational video. It flopped, had like a couple hundred views after months. We switched to home tours. He started with low-end home tours. Those flopped. He did one luxury home tour. Again, his average views was like 500 to 700. He did one luxury home tour that generated 20,000 views. On those 20,000 views, that's where he started to all new followers. He reached out and DM'd. He said, "Thank you for following me. Why did you follow me? What can I provide to you?" Someone said, "I want this type of property at 2.5. And so then he started searching for properties at 2.5 million. And so the biggest thing I could say is you have to engage your audience. So as you get new followers, DM them and thank them and ask if you can provide any information. Or maybe you just want to do some soul searching, find out why they followed you. Don't be afraid to ask the question. We went a step further this week. Again, I'm learning this as I go too. So this week I DM'd on one video every person who liked it. That turned into 25 organic conversations. And I think 6 people are buying, not in the Bay Area, but in the state, and we can help them anywhere in the state. It's awesome. So the big thing about Real, so you'll notice they'll go to out of state, other cities. You as agents can get referral fees if you can connect them to another agent. So don't be afraid just because they're in another state to avoid talking to them. So here's the real recipe for writing content. It's got to be hook and solution. Don't explain. You have to see these reels are just marketing, right? There's marketing, there's sales, they're just marketing, they're just to start the conversation. So you'll see a lot of like comments in mine are like, you know, how to buy a house with a low down payment. All they call them PMI trolls. All these comments come in like, what about PMI? But what about it? Like, let's have a separate conversation. I invite them to send me a DM and I can show them real numbers. Just give them enough information to call. So again, spark interest, create questions that lead to conversations, leave out details, like you don't need to explain it. You can even put in your captions, if you want more information, DM me, right? So here's kind of just basics, posting a reel to Instagram. Trending audio is going to help you get more views, just because some people do search the audio and see other videos that come to it. You want to adjust the music. So if I were to post a reel, I'm taking my volume, my personal volume to 90%. I'm taking the music volume to about 10%. You can edit the cover of the reel. I don't put a lot of time in this. I basically just scroll over a section where I don't have a funny face and it still shows what the video is about. So usually within the first 3 seconds, all my videos are going to tell you what you're going to learn. And so I really try to capture the first 3 seconds in a cover. The biggest thing, batching content. I do 10 to 20 videos at a time, send them to the editor, they all come back. Doing one a day is just time consuming. You might have appointments, you might not like what you're wearing, you might not how you look that day or how you feel. So when you do it, do have the intention, 5 to 10. Especially once you get the scripts down, they're going to be no more than 10 to 20 seconds each recording. We're still working on this, but everything I've created so far is for Instagram. I have put it on Facebook. I've put a couple on LinkedIn, but YouTube Shorts is really the next platform. YouTube and TikTok are the next platforms because they're searchable. So if you title your video, condos in Oakland, single family house, multifamily in Alameda, right? And someone searches that, your short form video will show up in YouTube Shorts. Instagram stories, I mean, you guys work with the best Instagram storyteller right now, right? So it's all behind the scenes. I mean, just show people what you do on a daily basis behind the scenes. Eric does a ton of great stories. People just want like day in the life, right? Like for me, my content is very overly produced, right? I have a script, I have a camera, I'm sitting in my office. Story's not that. Story's like real life, personal TV. Share what you're doing in the moment. So I repurpose all my content. Everything I post on a reel or photo will actually get sent to my story to drive more traffic to the posting itself. But here, home tours are probably the best. If you guys, other than I think like Eric posted one there where you guys closed and drank booze together, like that's what people want to see. They want to see that happy ending.
Nice.
I knew that was coming, bro. So many people were like, COVID. I was like, you're right. Booze kills COVID. All right, help me out here. Should be good. No?
We're almost done.
11 out of 11. That's all there is.
Okay. That's it. So I kind of want to know where you guys are at with your reels, how I can like help you. We can implement some stuff today. Bios, links. I don't know where, I've seen some of your guys' content, but like where do you guys struggle the most?
Just doing it. I think for me personally, my biggest struggle is coming up with excuses. Like I'm like, oh, I'll order a mic so that I can make more professional looking reels. And it's been like 2 months since I've added it to my cart on Amazon. So just, I think the important thing is just doing it, and I don't. So like, I mean, I think the idea of you batching it, like a bunch of it, is a great idea. And I think, all the influencers and shit do that. But what are some tips on that?
Doing it with someone, like the easy and best way to do is do it with a partner. Have the partner, especially if you're using an editor, have the partner read you one sentence at a time with the right tonality and inflections and personality that you want to come of it. It's fun, it's engaging, it's a two-way thing. Sometimes you're like, oh, I suck, right? Then you scrap that, you do it again. But as you have good, especially with someone who gives you good energy and you feel comfortable with, you can knock out 10 to 20 in like less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but especially if you have a script written, you know what you're gonna say, like have them read it to you and you just repeat it back.
So you like have a studio set up in your office that you use, right? But for like, the regular person, like iPhone is sufficient enough, right?
100%.
Yeah. And so as far as recording it, do you record it to your camera reel first? Or do you go into either TikTok or Instagram and do it straight from there?
No, you record it to your phone first.
Okay. And then upload it?
Within the phone, you can even edit and crop some of the stuff out. Instagram, when you upload it to the reels, you can edit through there. But let's say it's a story, right? Like you want to edit your story, you do it in your phone first. And you cut it how you want, then you upload it to story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a quick question about editors.
Mhm.
So, I've heard a lot of content creators say that they outsource their editing. For like captions or for like, things that come up while they're talking. Who did you find to edit? How did you find those folks? And do you feel like that was super beneficial or the kind of more raw approach? More beneficial?
You want to find an editor who knows what you're trying to produce so they can give you feedback. Right, so my editor would be like, you looked away at the end, I need you to hold that for 2 more seconds. Right, so after they see it, they can give you pointers. So someone who does make these for short form is best. Video Husky is online, they're like $500 per month, so you really want to make sure you're doing the volume. Most real editors are going to be anywhere from $30 to $50 per video. That's like the cheapest I found.
30 to 50 a video.
Yeah, I just started working with one.
Yeah.
Even stage checks.
So
Damn.
I work with,
Sharon videos.
yeah, most the guys I work with are in that 100 to 150 space. I did find a guy who said if you just want me to edit and not give you feedback, I'll just blow through them. They're about $30 a video.
And like for new agents or even me, I don't know if I want to commit to spending $500 a month on an editor. Do you really need an editor?
I am not technical. I need an editor.
Yeah, well,
So,
clearly I'm not either.
Like
so,
I
okay.
can't add, I don't know how to add graphics or text. That's not, my time is best served on the phone with agents and clients.
Yeah, and $500 a month, that's really not that bad. That's a little over $100 a week. And if you're busting out, 5 to 10 videos
So
and
Video Husky, I think it's like almost unlimited videos for $500 a month. You could
Pretty
split
good.
it 3 or 4 ways
yeah.
and just upload it.
Oh, that's a great idea. Split it.
Cause if it's unlimited, I mean, you're just sending them, you're uploading the video. They know how to create it. It's not gonna take them a lot of time.
Okay, and then I got a question from Zoom from Vanessa. She said, for me, the struggle is knowing who my audience really is.
Yeah, so that, my strategy session on my audience took 2.5 hours. So,
Meaning,
like asking the questions on who are you looking for? Who's your
Okay.
ideal client? What neighborhood? What property type? Like, who are you truly going after? And then everything else is based, your scripts and content is then based on that person,
mhm.
right? So is it young professionals? Is it families? Is it retires? Is
So
it,
finding your own niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be broad with it. I know when you're first starting out, you're willing to take anything, right? But as you make content and you specialize in a certain area, you really want to speak to that. And you'll find more people reaching out to you because you specialize in that area. Again, it can be location. It doesn't have to be a person.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, automatically, I think like, oh, I should just start making videos and not worry about who my audience is. I mean, is that valid or
Yeah.
but as you progress, you would kind of hone in on who you want to
I mean,
focus
my
on.
first 6 months, I didn't have an audience narrowed in on.
Uh-huh.
Now we do.
Yeah, and then did you start with an editor right away, or is that something you worked
Yeah,
up to?
so I went through Neil's content day, and he provided everything. He provided the videographer and the editor.
Okay.
You meet more and more editors as you do this. People will DM you asking for editors, so
Oh, okay,
asking to edit your videos.
got it.
So yeah, I mean, I would start with Fiverr, Upwork. You're gonna find editors there. Fiverr, I mean, I think on Fiverr, you'll find people at $10 a video. You're not gonna get any feedback, and it is what it is when it's done.
Mhm.
So you have to be okay with that too.
All right, cool. More questions?
What's the turnaround time when you use?
Some editors are 3 to 4 weeks. The guys who like specialize in short form. I know Video Husky's 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
And that's why it's good to batch them out, right? Because then when they're done, you're gonna have 10 or 20 done videos, right? And then for me, my first 4 months, I just did one a week. I wasn't doing them one a day. One a week is fine. One every 2 weeks will get momentum. So, the biggest thing I'll leave you guys with is actively engaging. So as you make videos or as you make a story and people like it, reach out to them, right? And that's how once you start the conversation, that's when people, and you offer your services, people will start asking for help. But my first 3 months, I just posted stuff, nothing came in, I didn't engage anyone. Like my friends and family were like, oh, these are cool. That was it, right?
Uh-huh.
Like until you start engaging, then like appointments start getting set, phone calls, conversations start being had.
Okay, so I got that two-part question to that. So one of the big ahas that I took away from what you were saying is like you post a reel, right? And then you see activity on it, like people leaving comments or liking it, and you said you went back to all that and then started DMing them. So that's what you mean by engaging them?
Yes.
Okay, and then so when you do engage them, do they take it in their own realms to like click through your profile and click on your link tree to set appointments, or are you actively asking for it? And then do you have this is so much, do you have a template like that you copy and paste, like, hey, I saw you like my reel, do you have questions about it, or is it personalized? Like, how are you
Way
running this?
personalized, so I'll
Personalized.
say, yeah, thanks for showing love on my latest videos, or any information I can get for you on real estate, or some of these are people in the industry, so it's on content creation.
Right, so for you new agents, like it's like you pick your three pillars of lead generation, right? Calling, online leads, or door knocking, or open houses, or whatever, right? I hate door knocking. And someone when I first started, they're like, yeah, just pick three that you like doing, that you're good at, and keep doing it. So this is another pillar, right? You could, I mean, because that sounds like a full-time job, like, you know, but that's active prospecting that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, so that's awesome. Any other questions? Because I have so many.
I mean, you can repurpose it too, like you can also, let's say you guys are sending cold emails, right? Put your Instagram, hey, I just created a bunch of content you might find interesting, right?
And you just tag it,
No, you put your Instagram link in your email
right?
and ask them to look at what you
So
made
smart.
and say, is there anything I can make for you, right? Is there any information I can provide that's not what I've created so far? So that way you're getting them to engage, and you're giving them proof that you know your shit, because you're doing videos on markets or properties or clients you helped.
Mhm. What else?
And so I think one of my biggest things that I have an issue, and I'm going through like your Instagram too to look at like your captions. One of my biggest thing that I have trouble coming up with is like a great caption that's not too long, not too short,
Yeah.
but also keeping them engaged. So
Yeah.
how are you?
And how important is that?
It's really important, because if people, again, reels go to people who also don't follow you. So then again, why you don't need to introduce yourself. They're gonna go to your page, right? When they go to your page, what are they're gonna see your videos, they're gonna see your bio, what you're about. Caption is really important because you want to give them a precursor to what they're about to watch. So really, my captions are the hook in my video, right? Like how to save $35,000, right? And how to save, I think, $125,000. You pay your mortgage off early, you're gonna save $125,000 in interest. So you'll see that on the caption. It's giving them the reason why they should watch the video, what they're gonna learn. So it's the hook. The biggest thing is like when you write good hooks, that's your caption.
Got it.
I mean, that's the same thing for me too, that I've been doing, is like, when I post like a home that I'm walking through or something, I rarely say the address, because I want that DM to come in and then I can engage them. So it's the same kind of idea, right? Where you have throwing the bait and hook out there.
So we're helping agents with home tours. I say, don't put the price,
Yeah, and the price.
like, don't
That's
put,
the first question they ask, right? How much?
you can put just the city. So then it's like, in the caption on like a home tour, it's DM me for price and location. Right, like invite them to reach out to you, especially if they're interested. So like leaving a little bit of detail out is okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's the whole point, because you're trying to engage them.
Yeah.
And then my other question is, I am a boomer, and as you guys can all see, I suck at technology. And so, you know, like everyone's like, TikTok's a new big thing. I mean, it is already the big thing, right? But there's a lot of less market share on TikTok than there is on Instagram, right? I don't know if that's actually true or not, just throwing shit out there, but is so from my experience, TikTok seems their like video editing tools on there seem more advanced than IG. I mean, you have an editor, so that probably doesn't even apply, right? But do you have any tips on whether we should be creating on TikTok and then taking away the TikTok emblem and putting it on Instagram and you know what I mean?
This is what I'm still learning, right? I've posted 3 videos to TikTok, which are the same videos to Instagram. They don't do well because they're I'd say overproduced.
Mhm.
So TikTok, you want to treat like stories, right?
Okay, got it. So
So-
that's the difference.
That's the difference. You don't like, if I'm on TikTok, like I want to see more real life stuff, not like a produced video.
Okay.
That's me personally. So just kind of, again, if you find other influencers who are doing what you like, emulate it.
And just rip it off.
I mean,
Let's go to Lauren Taylor's, TikTok.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I learned from Lauren Taylor too, is she makes enough content where your clients or consumers will look at it and they won't even need, she's like, I don't even set appointments through it because by them watching my content, they already know who I am. They're like, no need for it. I want to work with you. I like you already. Right. So I think that's huge.
yeah, so for me, it's just been Instagram, and then we're gonna upload everything to YouTube Shorts, because YouTube, you can just, it stays forever, it's evergreen, right? It's always gonna be there. So with YouTube, it's really putting the description of what they're gonna learn as the headline, so that it is searchable and you hopefully show up.
Yeah.
Right? So especially if the neighborhoods are huge, like I Googled my neighborhood, and there's a bunch of agents doing info videos on the neighborhood. They're too long, to be honest, they're too long and boring, but it's searchable, like they show up.
Okay. And then I just looked at your Instagram, you have like 11,000 followers, right? Did that rapid growth happen as you started making reels, or how did you,
Yeah,
I mean, dude,
so-
I've been stuck on like 2,000 for forever. How do I get to 11,000 so I can look cool?
I don't know. I mean, I started posting at the end of December. I had 1,000 followers. And so
Oh,
all that's
Damn.
been within 6 to 9 months. I
And
like
do you think that's from creating reels?
100%.
100%.
Everyone else who followed me knew me from high school and college.
Yeah.
Or family, right? So people who are interested, agents who
Right?
want me to help them with content or want to see what we're up to. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's bots in there. I didn't pay for I haven't put any money into buying subscribers or boosting anything. So that there's some like weird accounts in there, but I try to delete them, I try to ignore it, and I'm really just focused on making one a day. So as long as I make one a day, the growth will come.
Mm-hmm. And so you make it on one day and then you just bust it out.
Like tomorrow, I'll probably make 15.
Okay.
And yeah,
And do you schedule that through like Hootsuite or another program like that, or do you do it manually?
no, I just have 15 scripts.
Yeah.
I just go.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's awkward. It's really awkward to shoot by yourself. It's way more fun to shoot with somebody else. As I said, if they can read you the line and read you the script, you're gonna get it done faster and you're gonna have fun doing it.
Okay.
So again, why I did Neil's content day twice is you get that. You get guys who feed you the lines and who shoot the video for you, and it's fun and engaging. Shooting by yourself is tough, but it's the most effective use of your time. You don't have to wait for anyone to be there. You just kind of get your script and go.
How do you create your scripts? Like, when you figure out the content you want to do, how do you create a script so that you're not going over the amount of time that you know is gonna need to be, like, for your people to get grab their attention?
So I speak short in general, so it's a little easy. Most of my videos you'll see are 10 seconds, some 20. I rarely go over 30. Again, I'm not explaining anything. I always start with the benefit is we're either saving the client money, we're making them money, or we're helping them avoid a mistake. So we say like a huge mistake we're seeing home buyers make. And then that's like the hook. And we'll say pain points, right? Points are unnecessary, or additional lender costs. You don't need to pay these. That's the end of the script. So hook benefit on why they're still watching, and then give them like 1 sentence explanation, and then it's done.
So for content, longer form content, are you doing that as well, or just we're sticking to strictly?
We're trying to transition like the second half of the year into that, which again is explaining. For me, on the loan side, it's a longer drawn out process. You're explaining a document line by line, right?
Okay,
Or you're explaining, I don't know what you guys would explain, disclosures or the
Sure.
contract, right? That to me goes on YouTube. I would never put that on Instagram.
yeah,
Right, again, you can cross-reference it, you can make a reel on how you made a long form video, but you want to drive all that traffic back to YouTube.
right.
If I want to watch an explanation, I'm going to YouTube, I'm not putting it on Instagram.
And are you putting the reels that you created, are you putting those on shorts?
Yeah,
Okay,
YouTube
crap.
Shorts.
And how's that working for you? Do you feel like it's growing your YouTube page as well?
I haven't even paid any attention to it.
Okay,
No, I just know that's such a bigger beast that,
Right?
because you don't get to see your audience. With the Instagram, you get to see who your audience is. You get to see who liked it, who shared it, who saved it. You get to see all the insights. So if you guys don't have your account set up to creator account, the creator account gives you all the insights and metrics to who's following, who saved, who liked and shared. It's also the only way you can really post music to a reel.
How do you find out if you're a creator or not?
You go to account
Yeah.
settings.
I'm a creator, so.
Yeah, so see. can
Yeah, you have a
dashboard.
Oh, sick. Got hella people, huh?
Wait, you go to settings and then what?
Account type at the bottom, and it'll give you options between business, personal, and creator.
Like this. If I put it, I can go here and see who shared it to their story. Where you have to turn
And I
on.
have insights.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you
I
have,
love those insights.
if you have insights, then you have a creator account.
Okay, so when you say.
More easy,
Wait, who's
working harder and more expensive.
Is that on a different screen?
that? Yeah, so my question too is like you mentioned like you recording videos with someone else, right? So what do you mean like they feed you a line and then you do it? So you like literally click it, do a line, stop, and then have them read you another line and then record it, stop, like that?
No, you leave it running because the editor is gonna cut everything. So leave it running. Might take you 5-10 minutes. Leave it running. The editor will smash it.
And they'll figure out, oh, that's the line.
Yeah, the reality is you only need like a hot 3 seconds.
Hot 3 seconds.
It's like one line, really good, one time, move to the next line, one good, like you just, they do the magic behind it. I mean, if you're making it yourself, you have to cut it and make sure like your edits are on point. But if you're using an editor, like just let them film the whole thing. It might take 10 or 20 minutes, but send them the whole video. They'll smash it up and make it.
Like a 30-second or 20-second video.
Yeah.
And would you say the turnaround time is with editors?
3 weeks to 2 days, depending on.
Oh, it just depends on their load.
Yeah.
So you use Video Husky?
I haven't. I work with a guy out of San Diego who only uses Video Husky, and he says they're 24 to 48 hours.
Damn.
So he's creating like a ton of content quickly, gets an idea, he'll do one a day. I like to batch it, just it's better use of my time.
And then you're like, hey, dude, I like this video, the way you edit it, but can you add an infographic or a link or something like that? And they do it.
Some of them know what you're looking for. As I said, the good ones are gonna know what you're looking for and just do it. Like, some guys put B-roll in from movies, right? So you do the hook, then you see like a B-roll from like a expression from a movie.
Right.
You see that a lot. Those guys know, those editors know what they're doing.
Huh. Okay.
They're giving you, the idea is you have 3 seconds to capture attention, 3 seconds to keep it, and another 6 seconds to finish your video. Like that's really the formula. So if you can't capture in the first 3 seconds, that's why the B-roll helps on those movies, because then they keep you engaged a little bit longer,
Mhm.
and then you try to finish up in 10 or 20 seconds.
So that brings up a good question. So if my like caption, or like if my intro is like 3 common mistakes that buyers make, is that always going to be my caption down below?
I put 3 common mistakes.
Yeah. So my question is, do you reiterate your like hook, the 3-second hook as your caption usually?
Yes.
Okay. Dude, I'm fired up. I'm gonna go make some reels after this shit, dude.
Yeah.
So I see that you have LinkedIn on there. Prior to being an agent, I was actually in tech, so I just recently started tapping into my LinkedIn to pull every one of my previous colleagues, because now there are companies that are gonna go IPO.
Yeah.
So how are you posting your content to LinkedIn? Because so far I've only done maybe like 3 posts.
I'm the same. I've probably only done 3 or 4, but higher net worth clients are on LinkedIn. So if you're trying to go for higher net worth properties, that's where you have to post. So, and it's the same thing. People share it, like it, comment.
You post videos on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Dude,
I started doing that.
that wait, say that again.
Longer copy.
Longer copy.
Hooks.
Uh-huh.
That's your platform to write. Yeah, you can put your videos and links in there, but if you're more of a writer, you like to write, then you can open this.
Yeah. Do you use a teleprompter?
No.
Okay, because you have an editor, so you just.
I have the scripts either on my computer, on my phone, or just print it out on
Uh-huh.
my desk.
Uh-huh.
So I'll look at it, memorize it, look at the camera, say it. and then move on to the next one. And there's a ton of dead space on these videos, so
Uh,
again, that the editor's job is to
get rid of that.
cut it out. Yeah. What else?
What are just some things that you use to make your videos more, optimized? What kind of camera do you use, or do you just use your phone?
I would just use if you have the newest iPhone, I would just use that. I've
Get a tripod
Uh,
for starters.
yeah, get a tripod, a basic like $10-20 tripod. If you go, I'm using a Sony A7C. Dude, setting that up,
Baller.
setting up and shooting took me like 2 hours the first time. And then, again, you learn these mistakes. I made my videos in like 4K. They don't need to be 4K for these platforms. 1080 is better. Because then the upload time to my editor took 24 hours.
Oh, shit.
So you want to make sure the file
Good tip.
is small. So if you use a camera like that, like you can change the settings, turn them down. Because granted, you're shooting in 4K, but the output to all those platforms is only gonna be 1080. Or you're gonna get like tons of, like, if you see reels with distortion, it's because they've uploaded it in 4K. And so they can't process it.
No wonder my videos look weird. I'm like, why are these? looking
Yeah, on your
janky?
iPhone, you can just, I wouldn't even use cinematic, I would just use 1080 and you can do 24 frames. That's plenty, like, especially for talking head, only time you use like 60 is when you're gonna do slow motion. I don't know how often we're doing slow motion capturing. Cinematic's okay, it just gets too blurry sometimes. So, it just depends on the distance that you shoot it. Yeah.
Be like more front camera or more like an interview style?
You could do both. I've seen a lot of reels at like the camera's at 45 and it's a conversation, and I think those look good. Again, it's more about like caption and how long they are. I rarely will personally watch a video that's a minute long. I mean, I'm scrolling pretty quick. So, but again, like your habits are gonna be different than mine. So just kind of pay attention to when you are watching content or you are watching reels, like what you like. And that's how I basically.
For your camera, do you put it vertical or horizontal?
Oh yeah, you always vertical,
Always vertical.
always vertical. Yeah, especially on all short form contents, TikTok, YouTube. I think LinkedIn, you can go horizontal, but no, then you get these weird black borders.
Oh, yeah.
So if you see a reel with like black borders, it's because they shot horizontally.
So like on a phone, that makes sense. You shoot vertically, but if you're using a regular camera,
Vertically.
oh, like sideways. Okay, interesting. What else, guys? Future influencers of the wild.
Again, we'll help you beyond this too. So all you really have to do is DM us. We'll jump on a Zoom call. We can walk you through loans, products, pricing, and
So how many of you guys are new agents? Because I've been quiet most of the time. Most of you guys are new agents. Fantastic. We definitely love new agents. I think Matt, especially out of the both of us, I'm kind of the quiet one in the office. He's out there becoming popular. I think one of the things, because I've been to many courses and seminars where you get coaching and teaching and you take all these notes down and you come back and you do none of them. So my suggestion would be, is Matt's offered a fantastic service of actually looking at them. The one good thing about when you're a newer agent is you have time, but that's also the bad thing too. So while you have time, now is the time to take the opportunity to really start to hone in on it. And the only thing our recommendation would be is in anything, whether it's door knocking, cold calling expires, flyers, just be consistent. I know real estate agents are the most structured of the daily schedule. I get that. But having a set schedule, waking up, and actually having this time, if it's only an hour a day, yeah, you'll kind of get to it, and then it becomes tomorrow and the next day. Blocking your time out, reaching out to that with this stuff. You'll be consistency is the key. So that would be my move.
You guys hear that? Consistency is key, right? Cool.
yeah, I mean, just posting one a week just like led to a ton of opportunities. right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I'd like definitely, I'd say more than double down on that, doing one a day. It's just, we want to see how far I can go for the next 6 months. But the first 6 months were great.
I mean, I know you're an avid dialer because you call me all the time, but do you think that like one mode is more effective than the other? And do you?
No, I do both. So like if you, I DM and then call, right? So that's kind of like, it's a soft intro. Right?
And you time block just for like when you respond to DMs and stuff, or?
Usually like lunch, when I'm at lunch, I can respond. If I'm eating by myself, I respond right after I put my kids to bed. I've got 3 kids. Put them to bed from 8 to 9. I'm sending DMs, maybe sometimes 8 to 10 DMs.
Depending on how fire your reel was.
Yeah, depending how many views it got, like it might be you sending 100 DMs. I mean, and you can look like look through people's profiles, see if it's someone you want to connect with. If they look like they live in India, like don't send the DM. Like, yeah,
makes
like,
sense.
target the people who, and especially your sphere, your friends and family, like. Those are the ones I respond to the most, or I reach out to the most. And all I say is like, thank you for liking the video. I'll take care of you if you ever need anything. And that starts a long ass conversation about where they are, what they're doing. Some of them are getting divorced, some of them are getting married, some of them are having kids. Like they're all going through these life events, and you kind of just want to be there at the right time. So that's why it's important to keep doing it. You might have a conversation with someone who is about to go through a divorce, and they need to figure that out, right? So you want to capture their attention, like when they're going through these life moments. It could be at any time. We had a past client who got into a shootout. He was an Oakland police officer, got into a shootout here. He lived in Oakland. He just moved to Oakley. He liked the video. I DM'd him, started a conversation, said he's renting in Oakley till like the investigation's over, and then he's gonna buy in Oakley. But like if he didn't like the video and I didn't DM him, I never would have got this story.
True.
So
Powerful.
the biggest thing is because again, I made this mistake. The first 3 months, I just made content and left it alone. And then in May, I started actively engaging with everyone, DMing them, having conversations, and like probably having 30 conversations a day with people, throughout life. So that's
amazing.
the best part of it, is like starting the conversation.
Wait till my phone even more.
I know, dude. You got my wheel spinning. You guys have any other questions?
So for my Instagram in particular, I noticed I get a lot more views, like when I'm highlighting community or just showing houses. But the ones where I'm like dropping knowledge, they're like pretty like dry. So is it just a way to make it more fun? Is it like a color scheme or something that makes it kind of?
I would have to look at them. I'm happy to look at them with you, but the educational, like informational videos are the ones to flop fastest. Because if you're not fast with your message and it's not relevant, like it's gonna fall flat. So like right now in mortgage, I had a couple videos fall flat, and it was like how to make money in real estate. The reality is most of the general public is trying to figure out how to save their money from a recession, right? So all of our content then switch into personal finance, how to save money, how to make a little bit of side money, talking about what a recession means and how it could impact them. So we do change our informational content, just because if we keep speaking to like real estate's a good investment and people are losing their jobs, like you just kind of miss the boat, right? So again, that's why Google Trends is a good place to find what people are searching for. It will kind of tell you how many people are searching that topic. It'll tell you relevant popular topics that people are searching. And then from there, you can see it's like, I think like real estate just in Google, just as a trend, like fell off the map. Like, so we don't want to talk about how to make money. We want to talk about, how to buy with a low down payment assistance programs, right? We want to speak to something that is actually obtainable. But I'm happy to look at your video and go through it. Yeah.
One other I'm sorry, I got so many questions. One of the other questions I have is I'm trying to attract agents. I'm also trying to reach out to other realtors so I can attract them. And then also trying to reach out to my sphere, also trying to reach out to my market or my niche, which for me is like millennial buyers. So, you mentioned something about honing in on your audience. I mean, in your opinion, like, can I one day do a reel about directed towards my past clients, or directed towards new realtors, or directed towards new buyers. Do you have any advice or opinions or thoughts on that?
Yeah, do it all.
Yeah, just do it all.
Yeah, do it all and see what works.
Yeah.
You don't know, you gotta test it.
And then that's where you see it, right? The insights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
new agent, everything is about the benefit of that person, though.
Yeah.
Right? So the benefit of a new attracting agents is what are they gonna get working with you before you here, right? So everything is in the success stories of other agents here, to close deals under you. Everything's gotta be in the benefit of that person. So you can make as many different topics as you want, but I think you just gotta stick to what the real benefit is.
Yeah.
Past clients is kind of hard. Unless you have like a
That was just an example.
yeah, like
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
appreciation party. Or
Yeah,
you just
mhm.
want to show your audience like what your past clients get with you after the
That's
sale.
a great idea.
So it might be a follow-up, like, might be you on a phone call saying that you've got preferred vendors for them, make sure their house, I mean, my house just got a leak in it yesterday,
Mhm.
gotta find a plumber,
Yeah.
so.
I think the more that you put out, the better, in my opinion, just because, especially for the newer agents. If you're a brand new agent, you've been doing real estate a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, maybe 1 year. Do your family and friends already trust you in that industry? Or do they see you as the other person before you start doing this?
Mhm.
The more you can sound better, the more educated, just more, in terms of what you know you're doing. And people are gonna trust you more, and you'll get more of those people around your industry.
Yeah.
That's something I struggled with when I first got on the board, because they always looked at me as a certain type of person.
Mhm.
Now that you're in it 5, 6, 10 years, and that's who you are.
Yeah.
Cynthia brought this up earlier. She said like clarity of message, right? So like right now, people are afraid to buy, when right now it's never been easier to get a buyer's offer accepted.
Totally.
So instead of speaking on like the economic cycles and all this like recession stuff, it's you get VA's offer accepted now, FHA, right? Like 3 months ago, that never happened. You're getting seller price reductions, seller credits.
Rate buy downs.
Rate buy downs, down payment assistance programs accepted, like you gave that to a seller 6 months ago,
They would have told you, yeah.
no
Ah,
way, right?
yeah.
It's never been easier for home buyers right now. And they're gonna go off and say prices are at their highest, but also sellers are making massive concessions.
Yeah.
So you just gotta find, like as agents, you're finding the right deal for them.
Yep.
So just say like, do you need credits? Are you short on cash? Like, there's creative conversations to be had. So again, like all your content should be uplifting and inspiring. Because again, like every deal I've had in the last 6 months has had a seller credit.
Mhm. Really?
Yeah.
You guys hear that? That's fucking crazy.
So
I think we should do one of these with often rejections by clients. Oftentimes you get, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't know about the market. There's so many reasons why.
Yeah.
People aren't buying, but there's so many reasons why now is a good opportunity.
they'll say
Yeah.
they're not buying, but they haven't even looked at like the bottom line numbers, which is
Yeah.
monthly payment, right? And then if you have a seller who's helping them buy down the rate. So we had a client who went from 6% to 4.99. The seller bought down the rate, saved him $200 a month. Like that was a difference of paying $3,000 a month and $2,800 a month. The 28 was the sweet spot. So he was like so excited. For him, for the seller, it was $10,000. For him, it was equivalent to a $30,000 price reduction. So
That's
he
crazy.
basically bought the house for $470 if he holds it for the life of the loan.
Yeah.
Right? So those are important conversations to be had and things you can teach people. Hey, I had a client just got $10,000 in credits, or I just had a client who just bought a house with a price reduction. Like those are the stories you should be sharing.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to be like a scripted thing. It could be, hey, we just achieved this for this client. Like your client who was super stoked was in condo, you guys drinking together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TAC on
Yeah.
top of that. Yeah.
Even harder.
Yeah, exactly.
So that guy's happy,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, he's happy.
right? Like that's the story you share because then other people who see you, right?
Yeah.
That's the experience you're gonna provide them. Because when I work with Eric, I'm gonna be
Stoked.
taking swigs of whiskey at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Amongst other things. Yeah.
So like, again, like record that, like, hey, we
Yeah.
just closed with this client, we're at our closing dinner and we always do this when we close deals, like.
That's super smart.
That could be a story that doesn't have to be a real,
Mhm.
I mean, but again, you could find a way to make it real.
Yeah, and I want to add on to what Matt's just talking about. One of the things that stood out to me when he started the presentation was perception is reality. right? And I think that's the dialogue that we need to be creating for our clients and prospective clients when you're making your calls. Even just this morning, I called someone that I've been nurturing for 2 years, and I was like, hey, dude, now's the time, right? It's like, and I've been thinking about this and over and over and over again, and maybe I'll challenge you guys and challenge you guys in the way where it keeps me accountable too. But one of the videos that's been on my mind, one of the ideas for a video that's been on my mind is, the most common question I get from buyers is it a good time to buy? In fact, it absolutely is, right? You're not having to, like everything that he just said, but you're not having to go super crazy over asking price. You can now finally keep your contingencies, right? And so I think by creating that kind of messaging and that kind of dialogue with your clients, I mean, that guy, the guy I was just talking about, he was stoked that I called him. He's like, dude, I didn't know, like I've heard like the media saying the market's slowing down, but no one's told me about how they're accepting offers like, not crazy over asking or keeping your contingencies and stuff. So I think you're absolutely right. It's creating that perception, right? And it becomes reality. So let's do it. Let's make some reels, huh? Dude, let's all make some reels today, like right after this shit. I wasn't gonna, but now I have to. and that's why I'm gonna do it, right? Is because, and that's why you said, hey, work with the partner, because accountability, right? If you guys attended my class before, it's all about accountability and consistency, right? So I want y'all to keep me accountable. I mean, Elias, he left the room, but he challenged me to make like a reel like 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't done it because I'm a procrastinator, right? Fuck that, I'm gonna do it. All right. So
I have scripts, right? I can show you how to write scripts if there's something, a topic that we don't have covered. All you guys have to do is reach out.
awesome.
Yeah, especially like investment property, multifamily, Spanish speaking. Like we can jump on a Zoom and walk you through like A to Z, the whole process and how we can actually help your client get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Miles, right?
Yeah,
Are you on IG as well?
no, I'm totally off. I'm just here for support.
I
No,
don't-
I'm more of the backside, that's
Got it.
Instagram.
Can we reach out to you though for like
Yeah, so I have cards. I think
Cool.
we have cards.
Yeah.
We really like investment property. We just met with the commercial guy this morning because we still wholeheartedly believe it's a fantastic market.
Absolutely.
The other thing I'm gonna say about content, Matt and I spend probably 20 to 30 minutes a day reading about mortgages. You mentioned the media, foreclosures are up 700% this year. Well, it was moratorium last year,
Yeah.
or 2020. It's way less than 2019, way less than 18, 17, 16. Some of this stuff could be great content for you guys to talk about because people aren't necessarily, oh, I don't want to overpay. Hey, I'm afraid the market's going to completely crash, so I don't want to.
Yeah, and if you
Getting
have,
rid of that narrative would help people, I think.
and like what he said, if you find an article that's absolutely trash, like let your audience know it's trash. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this just came out of the Wall Street Journal, absolutely not true. And like, don't be afraid to be bold with it.
So that on a green screen with the article behind you and you being like, what is this garbage? What is this? Let me tell you what's actually going on. That'd be
Yeah,
really-
There you go. Prove it, Sin.
I will.
20
Yeah.
seconds or less. 20 seconds or like.
Can I ask you another question?
Please.
Sorry.
What do you mean? Sorry, this is what we're here. Yeah, let's do it.
So it's more of a lending question though, but something that we could all put in a reel as well. We're hearing about seller credits a lot, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a rule of thumb that's like for every $10,000 seller credit that you get, that'll buy down the interest rate by 1%? Is that, or like, is there like a rule of thumb of this?
No.
No.
No, because
just depends.
it's based on loan amount. So
Oh.
every single client's gonna have a different loan amount, most likely, right? Therefore, it's gonna be a different amount in points that you buy down.
It
What-
depends on the day. too.
It depends on the
Yeah.
day and
For
the
the
loan,
rate, yeah.
the rate and the loan product, like
Okay.
conventional loans. Max seller credit 6%, not to exceed closing costs. On government loans, it's closer to 4%. But it's always not to exceed closing costs. So you can't just say like,
I want 50,000
yeah, I
K.
want $50,000 and your closing costs are 10 grand.
Yeah.
You're done at 10 grand.
Wait,
So
when you
it's-
say 6,000 or 6%, are we talking like 6 points
No, just
or
6%.
6% total of? Would that not be equivalent to 6 points?
We can, so we can, on a Zoom, we can show you our pricing and how it works.
Mhm.
And so you can see the correlation between percents and points.
So you're just thinking about it differently. 6% is 6 points.
Right.
That doesn't equal 0.5% is one, is a 1/4% off. It doesn't equate them. So it's something that we'd have to show you separate. because-
And why is that? Because the pricing's just, it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sounds really individual, like to the person,
It's-
the property,
Uh-huh.
the date.
to the time, like, so we're approved with 55 different lenders, so what we do for our clients is shop on their behalf. So our pricing engine is gonna give us 55 different options, we typically look at the top 3. Then we advise our client like, hey, this is the best rate and easiest approval too. Some lenders have bad technology and are really slow, so we can weed it out, like, we can send our loans to most banks you guys probably have already heard of or work with for a much cheaper price than they would get on their own. We work on a wholesale channel, they work on
I
retail.
guess what that means is imagine this beautiful office has rent, has equipment, has costs. Matt and I are on our own,
We don't.
so we don't have over. So that's why we're at a different level than,
Mhm.
I've worked at a mortgage bank before I worked at a big bank. You have processors in the state, you got team members,
Managers,
we just do everything ourselves, so we don't have to pay people out.
So are you guys direct?
no, that's like, that's the trade-off, we're not direct, but we save the client a lot more money than a direct lender.
Yeah, and then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no.
I was just gonna say, so when I first invited Matt, over, I wasn't, it was like, oh, you guys are new agents, let's bring in some lenders so that he can answer lender questions, right? But instead, he was like, I'm gonna talk about creating content because I've worked with Matt before and I've known him for a couple of years now, and he's super duper knowledgeable. And that's why I was like, oh, this guy would be perfect to come and speak, about lending. But instead, he spoke on content because he's a giver of knowledge, right? So if you guys need help with lending or now content creating or whatever, this dude's available. And I remember when I was a new agent, I was like, man, that's another question I frequently get from new agents. It's like, how do I find a good lender, right? This is how, right? So
Instagram.
yeah, Instagram, Matt's fantastic. And he does a really good job. But again, he's always there for you if you guys need it. So lenders are like your teammate, your partner, right? Once you get in a contract, as some of you may already know, and he's a great partner to have.
So
So
we get questions from agents, even on weekends, like, what's the property tax rate on this? Or how will the client navigate this? Or this condo's got this issue, can you do it? Like, we're there to answer those questions too.
yeah,
Right? So like, we've helped a lot of you guys through those situations, like even on the weekends, like.
yeah.
It's a quick conversation.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, like when you pick a lender, like one of the questions is like, what's a good lender? Someone who works as hard as you do, if not harder. Because yeah, some lenders, they don't work on the weekends. I'm like, fuck, I need to write. I mean, most times they go to an open house, they want to write an offer. I need someone available, and Matt's always been available, super available. So I'm not trying to pimp you out, but I am. Matt Barba is dope as fuck. So please keep him in mind for your future deals. Any other questions, closing thoughts, ahas that you guys want to share? Come on, y'all.
You like that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was something you said before. You said you went to the Redfin,
Mhm.
frequently asked questions. What were the other websites?
I mean, use any big real estate website or publication, right? There's gonna be maybe even the Board of Realtors. Zillow has one.
Yeah,
Right.
NAR, CAR.
They're all gonna have frequently asked questions section. Some lenders have them on their websites. That's all content that can be turned into a video. I
Yeah,
think I messaged George. George posted an infographic the other day. I'm like, dude, I don't want to read this. I want you to tell me.
yeah,
Like, that is a video. It was 3 bullet points. Like, that script is there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like any with keeping current matters, right? Like,
Yeah.
what subscriptions you guys pay for that?
Inman, Keeping Current Matters, Housing Wire.
Any
Yeah.
written article can be turned into content.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I just recently found out after 4 years of being in this business that Zillow has like a monthly market update, which is super helpful too. I mean, those are talking points right there. You can make a 30-second video out of that, like that. Yeah, cool.
I love what you said about not, be clear, not clever. Like, there's no point to be clever, just be clear about what you're trying to say, what you are saying.
Yeah,
I mean, you really wanted to shortest video, like shortest amount of words possible. I mean, again, you have like, the attention window on people, I mean, it's so small.
Yeah,
So you just like make your.
we're all
point,
goldfish.
Make your,
Wait, what are we talking about right now?
yeah,
Yeah,
make your point and get out, like. And if you want to engage the conversation later, you're not trying to sell them in real.
awesome. Any other questions, closing thoughts, ahas? All right, let's give a warm welcome.
Believe the card over here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's
Okay. Yeah, I think they're gonna reproduce the whole video into,
Zoomers, y'all have any questions?
Oh, really?
yeah, he's working on
So
it.
we're gonna leave some cards here if you don't mind. In case you guys wanna leave them.
Thank you. Hey, and I will share this recording and the slides too, if that's okay. Yeah, on the trainings channel on Slack. Otherwise, thank you all for showing up. And we'll catch you later.